What's going on, my fellow basketball sickos? We just witnessed arguably the greatest doubleheader in NBA playoff history. I'm sure most of you are just as stunned as I am by the endings of the Nuggets, Lakers, and the 76ers Knicks games last night. These were two of the best and wildest playoff games that I have ever seen. You know, both games ended in spectacular fashion with Dante DiVincenzo doing this to the 76ers.
Out top to DiVincenzo, his shot won't go.
No, not that, but this.
Rebound. Hartenstein gets it out to Anunoby. DiVincenzo a three. Bang! Bang! Knicks take a 1-point lead.
Which warranted a rare but epic double bang call by Mike Breen. A few hours later, Jamal Murray said, "Whatever you can do, I can do better," and did this to the Lakers.
To move.
So what exactly does this mean for each series and each team going forward? Well, let's get into it. Starting with the game that capped the night off, the Nuggets versus the Lakers. This was a great playoff game from start to finish. The Lakers came out on fire with D'Lo making his first three threes in the first few minutes of the game. So let's start there. Going into this series, I said that D'Lo was the key and that he had to perform well to give the Lakers any chance to win this series. And after a horrible game one, let's just be honest, it was a terrible game one. He responded and had a pretty solid game two. He gave them 23 points and hit 7 of his 11 threes. So to me, there's not much more that you can ask from him. I know the Laker faithful will always find a way to blame D'Lo and to blame the stuff that is really not the reason they lost. But he had a great performance, and the Lakers should be upset that they did not use this opportunity and take advantage of it. Beyond D'Lo, they also got a great performance from Anthony Davis. He ended the game with 32 points and 11 rebounds. I was a bit disappointed by him going scoreless in the fourth quarter and only attempting one shot. I don't know if he got tired or exactly what happened, but after having 32 through the first three quarters and simply dominating the game on both ends and making Jokic work on defense trying to guard him, you cannot go a whole quarter with only one shot attempt. So maybe that was a coaching thing. Maybe they didn't do a good enough job of trying to get him to his spots and get him some looks in the fourth quarter, but that just cannot happen in the games of this magnitude. But with all that being said, the Lakers got up 20 points in the third quarter, and it felt like they had complete control of the game, which they did. But then here came the Nuggets. The Lakers went nearly 8 minutes of game time with one field goal made, and then the lead just kind of started slowly slipping away, and until eventually they were only up 10 going into the fourth quarter. And at this point, I knew that the Lakers were in trouble because you could just feel the momentum was shifting, and all of it was going Denver's way, especially after that KCP dunk. So then the fourth quarter started, and Denver kept inching closer and closer until eventually they got it down to 1 point. And then that's when LeBron, who had just been kind of managing the game, picking his spots, creating good looks for the team, said, enough of that, and decided that he was going to take over the game, and that's exactly what he did. He scored 12 points in the last 6 minutes of an NBA playoff game. 9 out of 10 times, one person scoring 12 points down the stretch of an NBA playoff game is usually enough, but not against these Denver Nuggets. Everything LeBron and the Lakers did, the Nuggets matched and did even more until eventually the game was tied and LeBron got a wide open three after the defender kind of fell on the ground a little bit, and unfortunately it rimmed out. And I know that's a shot that LeBron would love to have back. All the Lakers fan would have loved to see him make that. I would have loved to see him make that even as somebody that's not a Lakers fan, but it unfortunately rimmed out, and Jamal Murray got the rebound. They elected not to call a timeout, and the rest was history. So you could just tell when that shot went through, it demoralized the Lakers based on their body language, their facial expressions, the bench reaction, the coach reaction. You could just see that they were demoralized as a team, and this kind of got echoed in the post-game press conferences where they all kind of chose to complain about the refereeing in the game. Particularly the play where D'Lo drove the lane and got hit in the face, and they came back and said that it was marginal contact, which I don't even want to begin to know what that means. So it eventually led to LeBron and Anthony Davis actually walking out of their press conferences. So that is the thing that kind of worries me the most about this game, is the emotional state of this team following it. So it becomes how broken and can they get over this loss? And fortunately for them, they have 72 hours to do so. They don't play again until Saturday, and it will be in LA. So we'll see what kind of mental fortitude they had, and if they're able to get over this loss and move on to the next game. Moving on to the Knicks-Sixers game, it started very similar with Tyrese Maxey making 3 threes early in the game to get the Sixers off to a hot start. But unlike the Lakers game that was a slow burn that ended up with a climactic ending, this game was kind of back and forth pretty much the whole way until kind of suddenly the end was so shocking, so unexpected, and happened so quick that I didn't even have time to process what had just happened. So I kind of compare it to the movie Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, where there's just a lot of things that happen throughout the movie, and right when you feel like everything is going well and the movie's about to end, just boom, something out of nowhere happens. And there's an unexpected turn of events. For those of you that have seen that movie, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But similarly to the Lakers, the Sixers took to their press conferences to also complain about the officiating, and they actually went as far to, I seen they were filing a grievance to the league about the officiating in game 1 and 2. As far as the entire game, I don't know if they really have any basis for that grievance and that I agree with, but I think they do have a legitimate gripe, especially on that last play that led to the game winner, because Maxey did get fouled more than once, and you can see on the sideline that Nick Nurse was calling for a timeout more than once. So I think they kind of got robbed from that standpoint. But this one definitely stings because they got a great performance out of Embiid, who was clearly not even close to 100% and is just trying to play the best he can, trying to gut it out. So I don't know if that's even realistic to ask him to play this well the deeper this series go. Tyrese Maxey obviously played well despite being sick and despite being questionable coming into this game, that he came down with some type of illness. But most importantly, Jalen Brunson had another bad game for his standards that they did not take advantage of. So on one hand, I could look at this series and say they're in serious trouble, but because of how bad Jalen Brunson has been playing, and I don't expect him to keep playing that way. But on the other hand, I could also kind of say they have had a chance in both games. They have been in it from start to finish and could have won either one of them, and that means that this is an evenly matched series, and they are still very much in this series, and all they have to do is win one game to get the momentum flipped. So I don't think the 76ers are in near a dire situation as the Lakers, because, like I said, this is a more evenly matched series, whereas the Lakers are going to have to play lights out to beat Denver, and they would have had to put themselves in a favorable position to do so if they had stolen that game. But ultimately they blew it, and that series could be over almost before it even got started. But the best part about these two wild finishes was that the biggest play in each game was actually not the game winners. The biggest plays in each game were actually hustle plays by role players that will not get talked about much. So in the Nuggets game, when the Lakers were up 3 with about a minute left, Jokic makes a rare mistake and tries to draw a foul on a three-point attempt and kind of just throws it towards the rim that's heading out of bounds. And out of nowhere, Aaron Gordon kind of comes out of nowhere, saves the ball, kicks it to MPJ, and he drills the 3 to tie the game up. So that was the biggest play in that game, because if that don't happen, there is no game winner later on. In the Knicks game, after they got that steal, DiVincenzo got one look at it that was wide open, and he missed it. And then there was a scramble for the rebound, and Isaiah Hartenstein just went in and just got a man-sized rebound, offensive rebound, grabbed it, which gave them another look, which ultimately led to the game winner. So I just wanted to give some love to Aaron Gordon and Isaiah Hartenstein for making 2 of the biggest plays of the night, because as somebody that just kind of enjoys the little details of a game that can shift the momentum and little plays that can make a difference in a game, I just wanted to highlight those. But with all that being said, at the end of the day, as crazy as it was, as heartbreaking as it was, and as much as they would have loved to have those games, the home teams did exactly what they were supposed to do. They protected home court. Now the Lakers and the Sixers, it's their turn. The series is heading back to their home courts, and all they have to do is protect it. And as they always say, a series does not start until somebody wins a game on the road. But at this point, being up 2-0, both the Knicks and the Nuggets, they smell blood in the water. But the Lakers and the 76ers are backed into a corner, and they're going to be desperate. And they always say a cornered animal is more dangerous than a wounded animal. So we will kind of see which wins, a shark smelling blood or an animal backed into a corner. We'll see which of those is more dangerous at this point. And like I said, to me, neither series is over by any means, but they will be if they let the emotional roller coaster of these games get to them and they are unable to get over these losses and move past them. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out some more of our content.